Welcome, everybody, to the Jim Masters Show Live. How are you and you and you? Everybody all around the world, hope you're having a good day today. It is the start of the week, and we have a phone call coming in. Yes, how are you? Oh, it's nice to hear from you. Could you call back in about an hour or so? Oh, absolutely. Yes, I think you're fantastic as well. Or appreciate that. Well, if you turn on YouTube at Jim Masters TV or Facebook at Jim Masters TV, you can see our show. Yes, that's me. See you later. Timing is everything, right? It's a call actually coming in. That's very funny. Thank you. We love whoever's calling, actually. We know who it is, and we will call them after the show. How are you guys doing? I'm sure you're getting calls and texts from family and friends and colleagues or solicitors and telemarketers, maybe. People still trying to sell you aluminum siding, maybe. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, start of the week. What a busy weekend we had this weekend with amazing shows and great guests. Everybody really enjoyed the conversation we had last night with the incredible singer and songwriter and musician and my buddy, Neil Byrne. What a great conversation that was. Of course, you know him from Celtic Thunder and the great duo group Byrne and Kelly. So many people, an incredible amount of views on YouTube. Also with Ryan Kelly as well, another great friend of mine, and we've known each other for years, also from Celtic Thunder and Byrne and Kelly. I think well over 3,000 people have watched that already just on YouTube alone. And same thing happening with all of these guests. We do the show live, and then we archive all of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series on YouTube. And people get to binge watch. So many people write to me and they say, I binge watch. You know, I'll watch one episode and then, or sometimes I'll go back to that episode and watch it again. Or if it's an extended episode, you know, they'll watch it and then maybe pause it, do whatever they have to do, and then go back to watching it. If it's a shorter one, they'll watch that and then maybe watch another one after. There's 17, just about, this is our 17th week starting tonight, great series episodes every single night of the week at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live, nightly, daily, right here for you on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. And a lot of people will watch show after show on YouTube. They'll get so into it and the feeling, the vibe, the positive vibes we create here on this series that they enjoy watching the opportunity and having the opportunity to have some fun, some light levity, love or lovity as we call it here on the show. We celebrate all of our viewers from all around the world. We do reach an international audience, which is truly amazing. The comments and the Facebook pages and the texts and the Instagram messages and the posts and the sharing and all the lovity that you guys are expressing for this show. And it's helping you get through this strange and uncharted time that we've all been dealing with collectively. But again, many of you know I do this work professionally in the real world as a television and radio personality, presenter, host, journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover narrator for a long time on networks and TV stations, radio stations, and so much more. And this show is born out of that, out of all my television experience. We built the home studio here and been doing it 17 weeks as of tonight, every single night. The only time we weren't able to do it was last Thursday and Friday when we had a severe thunderstorm come through the Northeast that had a rare tornado hidden in it. We usually don't get that up here in the Northeast. We're in the greater New York City area in the United States, on the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. That's where we are here. So we usually don't get, you know, tornadoes and things. You know, you can get something once in a while, but that's sometimes more in the South or the Midwest. But this is an interesting year, and you can get just about anything anywhere these days. So we got through all of that. That knocked the power and the internet off for 2 nights, actually. But then we came back strong with our incredible guests that we had over the weekend. Mary Jo Mundy, the wonderful singer. That was a great, fun episode. And then Neil Byrne last night. And phenomenal guest tonight, film and television actor Eric James Morris is with me, live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. He's a terrific actor. He's also got his own company, and he's been so busy with his own company as well. he's got to expand his crew. He's so busy, which is a good thing in these times. Everybody's looking to be busy and to do the things that they love to do. So that's a really cool thing. We're going to welcome him in just a second. Tomorrow we have Jason Hewitt, and he is terrific. Jason is a stand-up comedian. He's also an actor. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. That's Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, legendary, iconic actor and animated voice artist, voice of Tom and Jerry and Donald Duck and a lot of other incredible characters over the years. He also danced in Mame with Lucille Ball. Sam Quasman is going to be here. Iconic, again, actor, comedian, and animated voice actor. He's going to be here Wednesday night. It's going to be fantastic. So we're looking forward to all the cool things that are happening. A full bevy of guests all week. We toast all of you, welcome you and you and you and you and you, as we always have a toast to welcome our faithful, loyal viewers all around the world. What is in this fancy martini glass? Just a little V8 splash berry juice. That's it. That is it. And it tastes nice and cold and refreshing. Hope you guys are doing well. We have a cast of characters here that everybody has fallen in love with. They are all here to greet you. George Burns is here. Again, he's a part of our show because that's what the viewers want. And we put him on one night for a nostalgic night, and here he is. He's been on just about every night since. He's sort of my sidekick with a cigar and his smile and his red hanky and his bow tie. So George is here, and George greets all of you. Jeannie's here as well. Again, these are our regulars here on the show, sort of our cast of characters. Cara Burnett had Harvey Korman and Vicki Lawrence and Tim Conway. I've got George. We've got Jeannie. She's in there. She's blinking at you. She hopes you're doing well. So Carol had her sidekicks, and we have these characters here by popular demand from our faithful audience around the world. And there is Silver. You guys love Silver, the Silver Lab. We got him in Europe when we were on a television shoot last year. Good dog, very quiet. He sort of protects the set, makes sure everything runs smoothly. And then you got one more. And again, no, you got two more, actually. Light Levity and Lovity, putting smiles on people's faces. You got Jimmy here. How could you not smile at that? No matter what kind of rough, crazy, nutty day you had, how could you not smile at that face, huh? He's here. He was a childhood toy. Put him on the show once. Everybody fell in love with him. Now everybody looks for Jimmy the Clown to be here. And that's cool. And one more who's a new addition. If you haven't been with us in a while, well, we're so excited because dear friend Dreama Denver, wife of actor Bob Denver, who was Gilligan on Gilligan's Island. He was in Dobie Gillis and so much more. She was a guest on the show a couple of weeks ago. You can go back in the archives on Jim Masters TV on YouTube and see that episode. It was really an epic extended episode. She saw all these characters and she said, Jim, you need somebody else on the set. Who could it be? And she said, well, I'm going to send you something, a special gift. I think you need Gilligan on the set. Gilligan from Gilligan's Island? Bob Denver? She said, yeah, you need Gilligan to sort of add to your cast of characters here. So there he is. Aloha Jim from Dreama Denver. She sent him last week. Special box arrived. And there's the bobblehead Gilligan. For TV buffs, you love this one, right? And this is With Love from Dreama Denver, wife of Bob Denver. She's an actress herself, producer. She owns a radio station in West Virginia. And she's just a dream of a person, Dreama. Loved having her on the show. How's everybody doing? We'd like to greet quickly some of our audience here from around the world. We thank everybody for joining us here. And again, Eric James Morris is our very special guest coming up live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. And he's all set, ready to go. Christine Clifton says, greetings to Jim and Lovities from YouTube. You're watching on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Good to see you, Christine. Willie is here. She's watching right now in Holland, in the Netherlands. There's your tulips for you, Willie. Thanks for your loyalty. And thanks for being with us at like 1 a.m. there in Holland. Hope you had a good day. And we appreciate you being with us. Ready for a nice show. Thank you very much. Hello to all the Lovities. Yeah, everybody that's a viewer, they all call each other Lovities here. And I think I love it. Ralph Lampkin here watching from Indiana. Good evening, Ralph. Good to see you as well. Merlin in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. She's watching. She says, hi, Jim. Nice to see all you lovities. Anne is watching from Southern California. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Monday. You as well. Christine Fairwood in Connecticut is watching. Good to see you. Mary Bishop. Hello, Jim, Eric, and everyone. Linda Odell, who is our viewer of the week. We're going to announce a new viewer of the week later towards the end of today's show. So stick with us to find out who this week's viewer of the week is. Right now, Linda is still celebrating it today, and she's going to be passing that crown off to the next viewer of the week later today. And everybody's saying hello to everybody, which is terrific. From Wichita, Kansas, live and direct. Good evening, Jim, and all lovelies from Maryland. Good to see you, Maryland. Welcome. We love having you here. You guys are here all the time, all of you lovities here on the show. Christopher Joseph watching in Ohio. Good to see you, Christopher. Hello, everybody, as well. Everybody's saying hello to each other, which I think is really cool and really special. From Hampshire, United Kingdom, our friend Avril Britton is here. Hey, Avril, good to see you as well across the big pond there in Europe, in England. We love it. And Anne is here, Wozniak from Jacksonville, Florida. Good to see you as well. And Scream Queen Army is here from Northern Ireland. Chris, hello, Jim. I've been watching Cobra Kai season 1 on Netflix UK. I highly recommend it. Fantastic, fantastic. Hope you're doing well. You're watching on YouTube. I don't know if you caught Neil Byrne last night from Celtic Thunder. He was live and direct from Ireland last night. We had a great conversation. I know you're there in the Belfast area. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're really enjoying the shows too. Francis is here. Good to see you, Francis. We have a good day going. Jennifer Barry is here. You slept till 1 o'clock. Couch surfing. Well, you don't need to surf anymore. You found the spot right here. You're always ready for some Irish crack, which means in Irish, good times. Nothing more than good times. Crystal in Connecticut. Hi, Jim and everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an exciting show. Absolutely. Hello to everyone who is on tonight. We appreciate that as well. Kathy Short is watching from Cleveland, Ohio. Good to see you, Kathy. Everybody's saying cheers as we toasted everybody as well. We like to toast and welcome. And we're very conscious of all the wonderful, faithful viewers that we have. So we like to pay heed to them. That genie bottle is beautiful. Cheers to you. Grapefruit juice for you. Hello, Jim. Stopping back in to visit you with all the lovely. Sherry, welcome. Good to have you here. And Kathleen, it is wonderful to have you here as well. And we'll be talking to you a little bit later. Going to give you a quick call after the show. So stick around near your phone. Kathleen, it's good to see you in New York City as well. And we're sending you love. And Marcia Lyon, good evening, Jim from Massachusetts. Yes, Marcia and I have known each other for a long time. She used to come into public television and answer the phones and take those PBS pledge drives for all the public television shows that people love so much, like our guest last night, Neil Byrne, Celtic Thunder. Good to see everybody here. I love the original Karate Kid movies. Good. Sharing a lot of your personal life here on the show. That's what it's all about. Speaking of that, my special guest is Eric James Morris. I'm sure you've seen him in a myriad of different productions. We're going to go over some of that as well. I could start with this shot. just for some shock value, or we could go to a shot that's more tame like that one. He's amazing, and he's a brilliant actor. Again, he's touched base in the worlds of film and television, an Atlanta native. He's been in the musical world as well, very adept when it comes to music. He had an opportunity early on to really get into acting, and also doing hosting of construction videos, informational and public affairs type work, educational videos. I'm very familiar with those as well, and that's great material too. And voiceover work and a variety of different things. He's very passionate about life, passionate about his work, and passionate about his craft. And that's a great thing, because I'm very similar to that, so I can definitely relate to him. He's got a lot of different looks too, which you have to have based on the project, the movie, the television show, the video project, whatever it may be. He's got some really cool, fun stories he's going to share with us early on when he was really getting started. Again, some of the cool things. Wild Thing, I think, is one of the things he's going to share with us as well. But you're going to enjoy him as my special guest tonight. He's all comfy on his nice cream color leather couch with a view of the trees and the lake behind him. It's not too shabby. And we're so excited to have him here on the show. More comments coming in, and then we will welcome right on the show. Willie says, welcome Eric James to the Jim Masters Show. And Cindy is here. You're a friend of Eric. Terrific. Cindy watching on the Facebook page as well. Crystal says hello. Everybody's saying hello. So that is fantastic. Yes. And yeah, that shot I showed you of Eric in the beginning, the very first one, that grabbed your attention, huh? And Mary Bishop saying hello. Well, let's welcome him on so we can see all of these fantastic greetings from our faithful viewers here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Eric, good to have you with us. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. And how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Man, I'm doing great, Jim. How about yourself?
We're doing well. We're keeping busy and talking to all of these fantastic, faithful fans from all around the world. And a lot of people are already welcoming you here. Mary Bishop says welcome, and Merlin in Canada says welcome to what they call Lovety Hall, which I think is kind of cool. Willie in Holland welcomes you as well. Jennifer's welcoming you. Cindy, who's a friend of yours, Cindy Gagnon, is watching. And Kathy Short is welcoming you. Chris in Northern Ireland is welcoming you. And Avril in Hampshire, United Kingdom is welcome. So the welcome squad here at the Jim Masters Show Live, they're very, very active and passionate, and they're welcoming you as well. And Cindy says hello. And speaking, and Linda, who's our viewer of the week, who's in St. Augustine, Florida, Eric, you are now dubbed a Lovety. So you're one of the Loveties here on the show.
All right.
That's
awesome.
it. Brett is here as well. Brett Driver. Hello,
yeah.
Eric Morris. Big fan here. Yeah. And Sherry's welcoming you from Ohio. Francis says hello. Christine says welcome to the show, Eric. You're now a Lovety. She says it too. So it's good stuff, right?
Yeah, it's good to be Lovety. That's great. And hello, all you guys. And
Danilo in San Diego also. Hi, everyone. Hope you're fine. Safe Loveties. Welcome to all to Lovety Hall. Welcome, Eric Morris, Marshall Lyon, Massachusetts. Welcome, Eric, and on and on. So welcome, and it's great to have you here on the show, and we really appreciate you taking the time, and you've got that nice cream-colored leather couch and the lake behind you. It's a nice setting where you are, and you're from the area originally, right? Born and raised, a native of Atlanta?
I am. I'm one of the few guys that's actually from this great city, Atlanta, man. It's awesome.
So how are you doing, through all of this? You and I were talking before we went live. Your main business has been just through the roof, pun intended, really, really busy and active. And the acting that you would normally traditionally be doing, and this is really for all that are in the creative arts right now, film, television, theater, whatever it is sort of there, but paused a little bit because of the fact that there isn't a lot of production happening and things are still closed and slowly ramping up. So tell us about how you've been keeping busy, because the company that you have has kept you extraordinarily busy. Like you said, 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, it's been extremely crazy with my company. We incorporated this company. It's called Morris Environmental. We do waterproofing and foundation repairs. We started in 2015, and we're just now, this past year especially, we've really just grown tremendously with the workload. It's just really difficult to keep up. And we're looking at trying to bring on a new crew, some additional team members, just to try to lighten my load, because I've just been literally, it's about 7 days a week and just work all the time. So yeah, this one thing about the virus is that, yeah, it's a tough time for a lot of people. And we have been very lucky, very blessed to be able to be as busy as we are, because I thought we were going to hit the brakes too, man. I really did when this all first hit. And I was really concerned, because my one goal as a business owner is to keep my crew of men steady, working nonstop. Where, they're not having to take any time off. We're not just no fill-in work, just where we have a full plate for them guys to stay busy. And we have far exceeded that over the past couple of years.
Tell us
So,
about the kind of work that you do.
well, mainly we do waterproofing, which in Georgia is very,
Good business to be in.
it rains all the time, man. It's just ridiculous. So we've been very busy. A lot of the foundations here, basements they have here in Georgia, they're built in what we call a daylight basement, where it's built on the side of a hill, and the waterproofing requirements in building construction for residential here are just lacking. Whereas if you went to Minnesota, like for a basement, their waterproofing standards for their basements and foundations are, they're very stringent because they have high water table, deep frost lines, a lot of things like that. So they have to do a very good job with, or they will have a problem in their basements. Georgia, they don't really take that too seriously. So for us, it's just kept us very busy. I mean, and we've developed a good name, a good reputation. We work very hard for that. I mean, it's been, man, it's not easy. It's really not.
Yeah.
But we've been,
Yeah.
we've been chugging away, man. It's exactly where we want to be. It's just
And
next year.
thank God, especially during all this time that you've had that plan B.
Well, it's worked out. I've been an actor and a business owner for, a while, and I love acting. I love music. It's who I am. And being an entrepreneur is who I am too. So it does work out okay. I mean, of course, I'd rather be working in film or something, doing something cool that I enjoy. I enjoy what I do with my company. It's just right now it's a little overwhelming. We just work all the time. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Right.
it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of folks out there are not, and I meet them every day because I'm going to people's houses. So many people are working from home. It's a weird time. I don't know how film and production is going to really recover until something, drastically changes with the outlook of this virus and the fear factor settles down. They got some kind of plan to where people can stay healthy.
Right.
That's, so it's a weird time. A lot of people are having a tough time, depression, anxiety, drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. So, you know, it's just know that, in my opinion, and many others as well, is that this will pass. This will get better.
Got to be
So,
positive, right? Positive, inspired, and positive, and come together, work together, and let's get through this together, right?
yeah, the glass is half full, man. So, you know, just give it a
Yes.
little time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about, how you got into, I know music, like you said, is near and dear to your heart. And that's always been, even at an early age. And there's some tie in with the song Wild Thing in doing our research. Tell us about that and how everything just skyrocketed from there.
Oh my goodness, we're going way back.
We do our research here at the show.
When I was in junior high, I was playing guitar. I started playing guitar when I was about 12. At the time I had a stepdad, and he had a son that was older. He was in his 20s, and he played guitar, and he could tell I was interested, and so I just started beating on an old Hondo electric guitar, learning how to do little stuff, chord progressions, whatever, just little stuff. And I got to where I was kind of pretty good at it. And but I trained all the time. The guitar was in my hand. If my skateboard wasn't in my hand, the guitar was in it. It was one of the two.
Right. Right.
So, and that's just what I love to do. And my goal was to be a professional musician. That's what I really thought was going to happen. A lot of my friends did too.
Were
And
you in groups and bands, or were you in church groups? Were you in a variety of different things when you were younger, early on?
not so much the church group thing. I was, made a lot of bad choices as a young man, and I'm not proud of it. But I'm here, and I'm alive. A lot of people that I knew are not. So
Right.
just how it is. Drugs, bad choices, and
Testing the waters when you're young. Just right.
doing bad stuff. And I got lucky. My mom was very religious, and she prayed for me like all the time. And I really think that stuff, man, because there's so many things there's times when I should have Man, I don't know how I got out of it. I mean, right down to having a gun pointed at me, the guy shot himself in the hand. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah.
But I'm here, and it worked out. So I cleaned my act up very early in life. Stayed away from drugs. I gave up drinking. I don't drink. I just on life, man. So the wild thing started. I was in junior high school, and me and a few guys decided at the last minute. I mean, literally, there was like a talent competition coming up, and at the last minute, we decided that, hey, man, let's get up there and do a song. I'm like, okay. So I never played with these guys at all. I just knew them from school, and they said one guy said, yeah, man, I play drums, and the other guy said he could play guitar. I'm like, okay. So we get up there, and we were going to do George Thorogood's song, "Bad to the Bone," And as soon as the curtains opened, the drummer guy, he could not hit a beat. It was embarrassing. I mean, it was so far off. It was like, what was that? So
Right. Right. He was pretty bad,
but exactly.
as the song goes.
But anyways, my buddy was working the sound, and they started to close the curtain up, man. And as they were closing it up, I was like, no, just wait a minute. And I grabbed the mic and I had my guitar, and I looked at the whole school, and I was like, damn. And then I just said, here we go. So I just started playing. I opened up with Wild Thing, and I just played that song, the one, and
Yeah.
I sang it kind of low, and it really caught everybody laughed really hard at first, but I kept going, and they liked it, and I had that became a nickname for a little while. They called me Wild Thing, and
And was your voice as deep as it is now then, or did it deepen as time went on?
it was at least this deep when I was young. I was maybe 14 or so at the time when all this went down,
Yeah.
and yeah, I would already kind of had that whole. And plus, back when I was younger, I tried to make it deeper, and I want everybody to think I was a man. So
Right. Exactly. It always sounds good, like when you have a cold or something and our voices go lower when we're sick. Do we get that Barry White sound or whatever? It's
yeah,
funny.
man. Yeah, so that's what happened. And later on, of course, I kept playing guitar. I wasn't much of a singer back when I was younger. I would do some, but mainly just play guitar. We did a lot of heavy metal, punk music, and I could bust out those crazy solos. We would do Slayer covers. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's a
Yeah.
heavy band and stuff like that. We had a little band called Witch Doctor for a little while, and um, it was kind of funny. It's we just we just had a lot of fun, man. Just thinking back on it, and the things changed as we got a little older, and it didn't pan out the way we that I had hoped at the time, which is probably a good thing. I had a buddy of mine that contacted me not too long ago, and I hadn't heard from him in man 20 years. This was back. He knew me back in this era, and then when he found out what I was doing, and he's like, man, he says, I figured you'd be in Los Angeles, surrounded by blonde-headed girls and snorting cocaine off the end of your guitar. That's what he said. I was like,
Right.
you actually think that? That's crazy. So no, so far from it, man. I'm married. I have, I'm a businessman. I mean, it's not, you know, it, it just wasn't in the cards, man.
It's
So
not your style, right? Yeah.
not anymore.
Right. Right. And they're done that exactly. So with that musical background, how did the acting start to come in? Did somebody spot you while you were doing the music? Was there a casting that you responded to? Were you walking down the street and somebody said, "You're it"? How'd that happen?
Growing up as a kid, watching TV, everybody, thinks that I want to be an actor, and
Right.
I did. I had an interest in it, but I didn't really know how to pursue it. It seemed so far out of reach, and I didn't take school very seriously. And I wish I could, if I could go back in time, if we all could, of course, but I would have at least, applied myself in theater and tried to kind of pursue it. I didn't realize that opportunity even existed. I knew they had theater, but it just wasn't my thing. I was in chorus. I enjoyed singing. We do the school, and I liked it. It was music, but I should have done the theater. I just at the time it just seemed kind of like a dorky thing to do, and it just didn't make sense. But so I didn't pursue it. It wasn't until much later in life. Actually, my younger son, who's 23 now, he
Hard to
he
believe, huh? 23. Wow.
crazy how
10
fast
minutes
time.
ago, you were 23, right?
I don't know, man. Crazy. It's like where'd the time go? I don't know. But anyhow, he had an interest in it early on, and he was a very handsome kid. Had him some, some modeling shots done, and had him the agent, and he was doing a lot of background work. And this was about the time that productions were really picking up in Atlanta. You
Mm.
had Walking Dead was just kind of getting going. You had The Vampire Diaries, Sleepy Hollow, all these shows that are, I mean, except for The Walking Dead, but there was a few others that are just not here anymore. But he would do background work, and he was a minor, so me or my wife, somebody had to go and be on set with him. Well, I wound up meeting an up and coming young producer director on a film set one night, and a lot of his background talent didn't show up, and he asked if we would fill in as a bar patron, and I said sure. I didn't know what that really meant, so another girl told us that, hey, just mouth to me maybe the months and act like we're having a conversation. I'm like, okay, so did that. The director, his name was Frederick Tavius. I think that's how you pronounce it. But he's doing some pretty cool stuff now. He's a musician himself. Anyhow, he asked me when I got done. He said, "Hey man, you ever done any acting?" I said, "No." He says, "Well, you have an important look. You should look into it." And I was like, "Okay." I took it as a compliment.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
think that meant. So I said, "Okay." And I just kind of let it slide and didn't think much of it for another year or two. My son, he lost interest in acting, and he stayed more focused in high school sports. And I actually met a guy named Clayton Bailey. He was teaching at a local uh, acting school called Words in Motion, which was not far from where I lived in a little town called Villarica, Georgia, which is out west of Atlanta. And Clayton, it was a property he was thinking about buying. He had a lot of problems, and I went and looked at it. His wife was actually my wife's physical therapist at the time because my wife had back surgery. She had to get an artificial disc put in her back. So that's how I met Clayton, and I went and talked to him, and he started mentioning that he was from Los Angeles, and he was an actor, and he used to train at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. And I kept asking questions, and he could tell I was interested. So he invited me to the studio to sit in, and I was like, well, sure, okay. So I went, and I never looked back. So Clayton was my instructor for a little while, but he kind of backed out of the studio after a while. And Kelly Young Lively, which is Kelly Lively Diego now. She got married recently. She recently had a kid, by the way, which is as cute as it's adorable. But anyhow, she really owned the school, and she was the main instructor. And so I started going every week. I never missed a class for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And that's where I met one of the guys that chimed in, Brett Driver. He's an awesome actor. He's one of the guys that chimed in here on your show that knows me. He's out in Los Angeles. He's got an awesome job working for I think the CW, or I might be wrong, Brett. I don't know, man. But he's doing some great things, and you should look up his work. He's amazing. But me and him both were at the class for about the same amount of time before he moved out to California. So I just fell in love with it. It was so difficult for me to act, which sounds crazy, but I was raised in a kind of an environment through my stepdad. I was adopted when I was a baby, and my mom was great, but I had some at home issues, and it just kind of made me a little hardened. I guess wasn't supposed to have emotion. Didn't like to show it, so it was really a stretch for me to learn how to do that and to do it convincingly, so people would believe it. Uh, and it changed me in a lot of ways. Not just the fact that I'm acting and I like it. It changed my whole persona. if that makes sense. It makes me better with people, better being more aware of my emotions when I speak with someone. So in business, it's been great. It makes me a better businessman, makes me a better salesman, makes me a better just speaker in general.
All the
So,
way around, which is
well,
a beautiful thing. It's a great transformation that, happened in your life. Speaking of that, Marsha Lyon in Massachusetts actually asked if you recall, Eric, what was the pivotal moment when you stopped making the bad choices and started making the positive changes in your life? What was that thing that happened, that moment where you said, enough, I'm going in this direction? Was there one thing that happened? Were there a series of events that got you to say, aha moment, we're going to go in this direction instead?
the only thing I can think of is I, my mom, she had later on, I was about maybe 17, something like that. She was divorced from my other stepdad. Uh, Me and him, we did not get along. The other gentleman, we used to fight. I mean, like straight up. And I was glad, that didn't work it out. But my mom met another gentleman later in life, and he was a nice guy. He was a fireman, former veteran, Vietnam veteran. He was into jogging. He was into running, and he took an interest in me. And when they were dating, and he taught me how to drive, correctly because I could drive. I mean, but like without breaking the law. And and we we started running together. I'll never forget one morning we got up like 7 a.m. We went ran 1 mile, and I was like, "This is cool, man." I enjoyed it, and we started doing it all the time. And we started jogging, and started taking fitness serious. And I was it changed my persona. And next thing I know, I kind of I started wanting to have a better looking haircut, and
Right.
kind of trying to change my whole style. And I had kind of given up on school, and it kind of drove me to go back, even though it was kind of a late bloomer because I made the bad choices were for a long period. But I think that was really the pivotal moment, was when he came into my life. Now we had our own unique circumstances later on, which it is what it is. But I've always thanked him. His name was Doug Newman, and he was my stepdad for many years after that. And I'm always very thankful that he came into my life at the time that he did.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, that's a really good thing. So, what was the very first project that you embarked on that involved acting? Was it a commercial? Was it something like an infomercial? Was it a full blown production? What was the very first one?
My very first time was for I was a featured background guy, and there was a little pilot production called 64 over 8 here in Atlanta. It was a great idea for the series. 64 over 8, for those that don't know, at the time, it may be different now, but 60 is for when you're a background talent here in Atlanta, because it's a non-union place. It's just, what do you call it? The right to work state.
Right.
So there's no real regulations on that. At the time, it was $64, $8 an hour, 8 hours a day. Now that's what it paid to be a background guy. So the whole persona of the production was cool because they did this whole thing with all the bad food that extras get. They don't get the good food that the talent
That,
get.
that good craft services.
We're getting like cheese puffs on a stick. It was that's what they had. One of the props. It was just funny. And some of the guys that were behind it they're well known here in town, and they're really good guys. They do a lot of good, cool stuff. But it didn't really ever take off. But I was just a background guy. I decided to go give it a shot. I was like, I stood around in a freezing warehouse for 2 days. It was cold, man.
If people only knew, I've done some background too, and if they only knew what goes into movies and television, all these things to make it look so easy, it's a little bit of a different story, right?
It's a big time different story. It is not what it seems on that little clip that you see the actor on your show. I saw one of the guys from, I think, the UK said he's watching the Cobra Kai. I am too, by the way, which is freaking awesome. But I was watching it just last night with my wife. We watched a few episodes, and I'm pointing out the feature background guy that didn't get it, that couldn't say anything, so they didn't have to pay him too much, you know. And I even saw an actor on there from that I know that I went to one of his classes at a local school here called Drama Inc. He had a pretty awesome scene. He was a high school teacher for I forget the what season or what episode, but it's cool to see talent that I know
Mm-hmm.
in these shows. You
Right.
know, same thing with film. There was the Clint Eastwood film. There's an actor that I'm friends with that I know here in Atlanta. He had a big scene. He played the what was the one about the bomber guy in the Olympics here in Atlanta?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The name of
Mm-hmm.
it. He
Yeah.
he played the college dean. This the gentleman's name. So it's cool to talk with him. He's
Mm-hmm.
one of the actors here in town that I look up to because he
Yeah.
does some stuff. He's here in town. There's a couple of others as well. But anyhow, yeah. So it's not what it seems as you know. I mean, it's just not. I mean, when I did the background thing for the first time, I froze my butt off 14 to 16 hours a day
Yeah.
just for a few seconds of footage. And I actually wound up getting kind of a little feature spot where they were doing my hair all crazy. It was kind of a funny thing. I didn't say much. I just kind of mumbled, and they thought that was funny. So when I went to the premiere, everybody thought it was kind of funny because I'm over there mumbling and she's trying to make my hair stand up all weird.
Yeah.
My first time ever on set, and it kind of set the tone, I guess. I mean, I was like, man, I hope it gets better, and it has. It has gotten much better. But the first time ever acting, with I had lines was in a small independent film with another young lady here in town. She was maybe 15 at the time. As a director, she did a project for her school, and it got a lot of attention. She did a really good job to be so young. She wrote the script. I played one of the main character's dads, and me and my son, we argue, we don't get along. It's one of those kind of deals. But yeah,
What was the name of that one?
man, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember her name as I'm talking.
Yeah.
I apologize if you're watching. I can't remember. I think it's called.
If they're watching, type a comment.
It might be called. It might be called Cracked. Don't quote me on that, but I cannot remember her name. But they did a big article on her in the paper here because of how good the reviews got. She had a big premiere
Yeah.
at the big theaters here in town, and
And independent films are a great way to begin too, to get exposure and to just work with people and understand the production process. And independent films now more than ever are really,
yeah, they've come a long ways.
they're rising stars, right? Exactly.
I mean, I look for films that you haven't heard of. That's my thing. I like to look on Amazon Prime, and I look for certain films that I know that you've never heard of. But they took the time. They did a good job with their production. They got on Amazon Prime, and and nobody's watching their stuff because nobody's heard of it. It doesn't have a star in it, but some of the best things I've seen are like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the independent film world is definitely where I started. And I can't say I've really completely left it either. I've done something recently that was a local independent thing. Um, in the middle of COVID, which was weird. We were doing table reads using Zoom with about 15 people at one time. It made it very interesting. Um, so nothing wrong with independent work. There's a lot of it here in Atlanta because, like I said, the union laws here and things like that are a little different. Say California or New York, it's just different. So some people that are from Los Angeles that have relocated here, they have a hard time adjusting because it's a different ballgame.
So Linda in St. Augustine, Florida, our viewer of the week, says the work you're doing now, building basements, etc., waterproofing, acting, singing, is there any one that you actually really enjoy doing most of all?
Music, for sure. That's my favorite. That's my roots. I've always been a musician. Um, Later in life, I did get back into music. Got to where I was doing one-man shows. I'd play out at restaurants and festivals and stuff, and I did sing and worked on my singing chops to try to make it where I can pull off some stuff. And and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I do a lot of country music covers, of course, because it just kind of comes with the territory. Classic rock songs that people would hear that they would know the song, they've heard of it, so they are having a good time. I call it, well, some musicians call it wallpaper music, but hey, it's I put my own spin on whatever I'm playing and just have fun with it. So yeah, that's my the true roots. It runs deep. My biological father was a musician. My grandfather was a big musician up in Nashville.
Mm,
Back in the day, used to do the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree. He'd go down there often, play with a bunch of legends that became legends later on. Stuff like that. So,
that's cool. So you had early exposure to it.
oh yeah, definitely. I wish I knew my grandfather better. He died unfortunately in his 60s. I didn't know him that well. He
Yeah.
just didn't see him very often. And but yeah, he was very active in the Nashville scene, playing music. He was also a contractor. It's kind of like I feel like I'm almost like my grandfather, kind of
Yeah.
recreated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He was a concrete contractor, and here I am, doing basements and stuff. I mean, I've been in construction my whole life. I mean, it's just the trade that I chose because I like it. But it's just kind of weird. He did some work for Johnny Cash back a long time ago, some concrete work, and at his house it used to be on the river, the one that burned down. Anyhow, he had gave him a price to pour the driveway or something like that, and Johnny was like, "That's too low." And
Mm.
so he came back and wrote another estimate and told him to raise it up some more. So finally he did, and of course Johnny Cash gave him the job. But it kind of says a lot about who Johnny Cash was, just knowing that. And
All
my
right.
grandfather did better. So
Yeah. So
that's
what would you consider the next big break in film and or TV for you from that initial independent film that you did, Eric?
well, let's hope and pray that there's an opening for Matthew McConaughey needing a sidekick in a Western
Right.
direct by Clint Eastwood.
Ah, that would be really, really nice. Yeah, I'm going to go through a couple of photos here. This is a cool shot. Tell us
Yeah,
about this. What's happening here?
that's for a Western film we were shooting called Bounty Hunter,
Yeah.
and on standby. It was a cool barn where we were shooting the scene, and one of the girls there that was doing the makeup, she was a photographer as well, and she just saw me and asked me to pose against that car. She thought it would be a great shot.
Have you done modeling too over the years as well?
I looked into it a few years ago, and I quickly was like, I don't know about this, man.
Right.
Just man. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I would do it, but man, it's just a lot of strange stuff in that industry, just from what I saw early on. Um, but hey, I mean, if somebody needs me in an advertisement, because I've done them, small little commercial spots, a few, photo still type advertisement things.
Exactly. Print work. Yeah.
There you go. I've done a little bit of it. I haven't actively pursued it, but when it comes my way, I'll do it. But yeah, I thought about maybe looking into more of that in the future as I get a little older. It may, they say it's easier as men get older in modeling.
Right.
This, I guess, it's hard to find older guys for whatever their message they're trying to relate. I don't know, but maybe I had fun with it. Yeah, doing some stuff and doing some of the print work, and there's somebody said I'm on the box of a pool supplies stuff for
It's amazing where you pop up. Sometimes you don't even know, right? They use it, especially if it becomes like a Getty image or something, then it's sort of universally used, which is kind of cool.
and that's the draw. Atlanta, like I said, because it's different with the union. You'll get paid a small amount of money for that work.
Mhm.
You're not saying, you're on the air all the time and you're not getting paid for that, or you're on the side of a pool supply box and you don't
Yeah.
even know. So
You don't even know.
I don't
It's
even know.
incredible. We did
Yeah,
a
man.
little digging here. This looks cool. Rest stop. Tell us about this one.
Oh, that's that was a Stephen King he has this he had not a competition, maybe it is. It's something where people take a piece of one of his short books. Rest Stop is part of a series. I forget the name of the series, but it's a short story called Rest Stop. And a friend of mine, the director, he put it together, and I got cast to play the evil side of the main character. Now, the original story is not a female, as you see pictured here, but that's the spin that he made on the film, which was kind of cool. It gave it an interesting twist. But essentially, that story is where this main character, the female, she is she's a writer, very, very, very timid. You know, it doesn't, it's not outspoken, but her inner demon is the guy standing behind her, and that's me. And so when things get crazy, she stops at a rest stop, and some bad things are happening with a couple that's having a fight
Mm,
or something, and then her strong side comes out, and
yeah.
that's me. So
Oh,
there's had a lot of fun.
look at the shot with your eyes.
Yeah, it was
That's
kind of
really
yeah. That's
cool shot.
actually, I have a poster for that hanging up in my spare bedroom upstairs. I'm really kind of proud of that one. It's kind of neat. Stephen King's one of my favorite
Oh
filmmakers,
yeah.
and so it's kind of cool knowing that he has a copy of that, because the deal was that for that to be able to use his work, you couldn't produce. I mean, you couldn't sell it. You couldn't do much with it except make it, and a copy of it goes to Stephen King, and that's what happened. So.
Which is very, very cool. I've often said on air that I think the only people that could have scripted the year we're in right now would have been like Stephen King, Steven Spielberg, or Rod Serling. That's about it. Tell us about this shot. I sort of shocked everybody in the beginning with this one. What's happening here?
Having a bad day.
Yeah, that's not that's not the print work.
The prayer work, man. Man, I cannot remember the name of that film to save my life, but it was a film, a short horror film, and oh god, what was it called? I cannot
It looks
remember.
like it was short for you in this
Well,
shot.
enough, man. That character was going crazy because he killed his wife. He caught his wife having an affair, and he kills them. But you don't really know that until the progression of the storyline towards the end. And the whole time that I'm digging this grave, I'm having a conversation with my dead wife ghost, and she just continues to antagonize me as I'm putting the bodies in this hole. I'm digging, I'm getting mad, and then finally it drives me to the point of craziness, and then he gets the gun out and takes it out, man. So that's what that is. That's a still shot that I was able to grab. I had a hard time, getting a good shot. We had to do that twice with the blood explosion. That's where you couldn't see the
Yeah,
effect stuff that was on the side of my head. But
exactly. There's
yeah,
another cool one, Behind Bars.
yeah. That's actually that actually ended on a good note, man. I love that film. Um,
Tell us
the
about
story.
that one.
Well, I play a character who's down on his luck. He's having a rough time, going through a divorce. He's at the bar drinking, and the bar's closing. And me and the bartender start having a conversation. He starts giving me good advice about life, and it just kind of ends on a positive note when he discloses to me, my character, what he's gone through in life. And so it's kind of a balance. You kind of see what I'm dealing with, and you get to see what this bartender's dealing with, and
Mm.
befriend me. So it's just kind of a heartwarming kind of a story, which I don't get to see a lot of those, man. And I wish I did. I enjoyed it.
Well, a couple people said that they can see you on the Hallmark Channel,
I would love that.
Lifetime movies, those.
I would love to be in those productions, man. I really would. I've tried to seek that out. I've asked my agent, but they
You
shoot
never know.
those. You never know. It'd be
Yeah,
one
a lot
day.
of them, I think, they shoot a lot of them in Vancouver, I think, and other.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, they do. But thank you, whoever said that. I really appreciate
Yeah, several of them. Here's another one too. Justice on Trial,
it. Oh yeah, that was
bringing back memories, right?
this was last minute. I actually had another actor friend of mine call me like the day of and said, "Hey man, can you play this part?" He said, "I know you're known to play some pretty risque stuff." I'm like, "What you got?" And he told me what it was, and this is a sad story. This is about if you guys are not familiar with a young man, young African American kid back in the mid 1950s, Mississippi, named Emmett Till, and the gentleman who went to court. Essentially, I forget my character's name. I apologize, guys, but he is the gentleman that went. This is a true story to court because he everybody pretty much knew him and his brother-in-law, or I think it's his brother-in-law, murdered Emmett Till because my character's wife said that the young man said some lewd things to her that he shouldn't have said.
Uh,
He got mad about it in this 1950s Mississippi, and things were a little different then. And the Emmett Till was from Chicago, and he was visiting there. It wasn't really things were different in Chicago. It wasn't like it was in Mississippi. So
right.
he didn't understand the true ramifications of if he did say anything, which turns out he did not. That case got reopened right about the time that film came out, and it's open now with the FBI. Even though I think the wife is dead, but she admitted that he didn't say that to her, whether she claimed that the young man did say. So it's just a sad thing, man. But I play the guy that kills the young man. I forget his name. Roy Bryant, I think was his name. I think. Um, but I found out later on Jeff Bridges is starring in that movie. I didn't even know. I didn't meet him, but it's kind of cool to share you know, a title with Jeff Bridges. I grew up watching Different Strokes, man. So I was like, this is awesome. It's one of my highlights as being an actor. That's one of them. One of my big highlights because I love that show so much. And here I
Yeah,
am in a movie with Jeff Bridges, even though we're not in the same scene together. Hey, I'll take it. So,
absolutely. Right. Absolutely. We got another one here too. This one, Two Roads.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
man, that was that was kind of cool. Sony PlayStation Network. I don't know if you guys are
Oh
familiar.
yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to their network, but at a time they were doing a lot. They had some cool stuff coming out. They had a show called Powers, which was kind of cool. I had the South African actor. I forget his name. He's in a lot of neat stuff. He's one of my favorites, but even I can't remember his name. Uh, but it was a competition for up and coming young filmmakers, and that's what this was. I forget they had a name for it. I don't remember what it was called exactly. But anyhow, I got cast as a character for this pilot, and the goal was to win whoever's pilot got submitted to this network. That if it won the competition, that they would get a distribution contract with Sony and get at least one season on their network. That was the agreement. So anyway, I got cast in this through a local casting director by the name of Shannon Reese. Well, she's awesome, by the way. She's very down to earth. I love when I see an audition casting from her because I know she'll watch it and she wants me to do a good job. Not to say the others don't. I just like Shannon. She's cool. Um, anyhow, it was for the role was called the golf cart salesman. That was the name. I mean, it was just a quick day player, comedy. I didn't know that the series was not a comedy. I never got to see the whole script. I assumed it was, and because of based off of my character, he was kind of crazy over the top. I'm trying to sell this golf cart to the main character, and you don't know that I'm selling him a golf cart because it's shot so close until they reveal at the end of the scene. So it makes it kind of funny. So anyhow, I got cast in it, and we shot it. We shot it at a golf cart place, which here in Peachtree City in Georgia, for those that don't know, everybody drives a golf cart. I mean, it's
All
like
right.
every, you got kids drive golf carts to school. I mean, it's just how it is.
Oh
Well,
yeah, and up the road you have Augusta with a wonderful golf tournament that carries my last name, Masters.
man, that's a big deal here. But anyhow, the we shot it and they wanted it over the top, so I really juiced it up. I got kind of goofy and crazy with my eyes, and it was funny. And they loved it, and it was a high for me. And those are in that dealership. There was probably 50 or 60 people, a production team in there. They're all we had to do a few takes in the beginning because everybody was laughing. They would start laughing in the middle of the scene. So it was kind of,
Yeah.
it was awesome. I enjoyed it that I'm actually making people laugh rather than making people get mad at me or having a different emotion. Usually I play a killer of some sort. But anyhow, um, it went good. They actually won the competition.
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh,
amazing.
man, I'm like, well, this is great. This is cool. So
That's right.
and
Bring it
then,
on.
but what's even cooler than that? About a month or two later, when I found out about that, the producer called me and told me that they liked me so much that they were going to write me in as the husband of one of the characters to be a part of the main cast. I'm like, well, that's like the best news an actor could ever receive. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, this is freaking awesome. So I was all excited. And then, time went on, and then time went on, and then time went on. Nothing happened. It just kind of went down the drain. And I actually finally called the director girl who wrote that and shot it, named Ashton Nabila, and asked her, "Hey, man, what happened?" And even she doesn't know. I think something happened with the network. They never shot it. I know that. But remember, the glass is half full.
That's
It's
right.
quite an honor, man, to be. I mean, they liked me so much they were going to write me in as a main character for something that had distribution on a major network. I mean, how lucky can you get, man?
Yeah. It's really lucky. Right.
I was like, that's freaking awesome. I'd only been acting for a couple of years. I was kind of new when this happened. I was like, this, man, all right.
Good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So that's what that was. It was actually one of my few comedy roles that would
Did
have
you like
considered
comedy? Did you enjoy it?
comedy. I'm not a funny guy. I have to really try, but I'm good at like over the top type stuff, like Jim Carrey. Like
Right.
over the, just crazy stuff.
There's
And
ways to be funny with a dry, straight man face too.
yeah,
Yeah. And yeah.
yeah. That'd be fun. I would love to do some stuff like that. Be like the serious FBI guy,
Right.
but he's hilarious. But even though he's not smiling, yeah, I would love to see those kind of characters, and maybe one day casting will see me that way. And a matter of fact, my goal was this year to start trying to target those types of roles. I was going to have some headshots made that reflect, something kind of funny, some way it is something goofy what I got on or whatever. But then the virus thing, and it just put the brakes on production in general. But yeah, man, that's what Two Roads was, and that was
That's
epic.
fantastic.
One of my greatest memories that I have so far since I've
I'm
been doing
trying to
it.
think of the actor that was in the airport movies. Had the white hair. He always took himself seriously, but he was saying such off the wall comedic stuff, but he was playing serious. But it was like you can see him, right? He was in all those airport movies. Brilliant actor. I think we lost him, but I could see maybe some of that as well.
That'd be great, man. That was one of my favorite growing up. Was the airplane movie? Is that guy was hilarious. But yeah, that'd be great. Maybe one day we'll see what happens.
Our lips
Just
to God's ears, right?
Yeah, man. With acting, you just never know. There's a lot of letdowns, and that's tough for some actors to deal with because you get just like with the Sony thing. It was pretty exciting stuff, and then it let me down.
There
So
it
it could
is.
really,
Leslie Nielsen, the actor. Leslie Nielsen. And the airplane movies. Yeah. Airport. Yeah. Airplane.
man, it
Yeah.
was hilarious. And then
Marcia.
all the Naked Gun movies as well.
Yes. Marcia's asking, do you have any music recordings? What kind of music do you play?
I tried to chase the Nashville dream for a minute. I went up there and tried to put together a little album, and with a small local uh, recording company up there. And we, I've had some songs that I've written, but they're never done. And so we kind of took some songs that were unpublished and put a few together that were potential hits and put them out there. And they were great. They were good, very good songs. I mean, very well written. And I thought my performance was okay. Um, but it just never really took off too far.
Materialized, yeah.
Realized it was just a lot of money that was coming out of my pocket to make this happen. It's just expensive, and so I guess the answer to that question is not really. I mean, I do a lot of covers, like I said, country music. I do a lot of classic country. Matter of fact, one of the greatest music memories that I have is there's a senior center not far from here, south of Atlanta. They man, dude, it's like the Grand Ole Opry when it first started or something. I mean, these guys show up, and some of them their children are driving and dropping them off. I mean, these guys are old, man, but they're local legends. I mean, they you just go up there, you put your name on the board, and there'll be you don't know who's going to show up. All these other musicians just kind of they just show up, and you never know who's going to be there. Stand up bass, a guy on a banjo, bunch of guitars, whatever. I mean, you just fall in. You get up there and you do your songs, and you just tell them what key you're in, and then they fall in. And sometimes, man, magic happens. I mean, that's all I can say. So I love that. There's nothing else in the world that's better than that. I mean, it's
You know
just
what's
it's,
happening? They're all asking you to sing now. He doesn't have anything set up for that. We'll have to have you come back, and maybe you can sing a tune or so, or something. Guitar. You play different
drinking,
instruments?
do drugs out there. Go ahead and get a few in you, and I'll sound a lot better. I promise you.
Pour the wine, and then he'll.
Big,
Do you
big
play
glass.
instruments too?
What's that?
Play instruments as well? Different instruments? Multi-instrumentalist?
I just play guitar. That's it.
Guitar, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I never really had an interest in much else. I would like to learn the piano
Yeah.
because some of the most beautiful songs ever done is just a ballad with a piano.
Yeah.
But I don't have one, and I've never really put much effort into it. But maybe one day get a little keyboard or something. But yeah, it's just guitar, man. That's been my thing since I was a little kid.
They're asking, did you ever try out for The Voice or any of the competition shows? They're really focusing on your singing. Timing is everything. You do seem to have the voice for country. You can audition here now. Do you want to sing for us? They're really putting you on the spot here.
Oh, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Focusing on the television and film, right? Yeah. What's your favorite song to play or sing?
Well, to answer the one young lady's question, there was a competition I did early on. It was for Kicks 101.5. It was a local competition for a radio show, and it was all to get a recording contract with I think it was Sony Music, I think. But it was very, very tough, man. You just kind of picked a song and you fell in with a live band, which is risky because there's no discussion about key. You just get up there and make it happen. So I picked a couple songs and it went okay. I mean, all my friends said I did all right, but I wasn't happy with the performance. And of course I didn't get selected, but it is what it is. That industry is tougher than film, I think, to make it in music. It's
Yeah.
something you have to really love it. And I do. I don't really care about making it in it. I just like to play, but um,
Film
I
and television acting come first for you. Acting is first. You love music, but if you had the choice of pursuing an acting career, that would be
it's
first and foremost because it's already developed.
I love acting. I love the performance aspect of it. There's some things about the acting and entertainment industry that I don't like, but the art in general, I love. That's what I truly love. It's just in my blood. It always has been since I was a little kid. I used to love to draw. I want to start painting one day, maybe when I slow down and have more time on my hands. I want to give that a shot just to see what I can do, uh, just to see, what's in my head, because I know there's things there that I have to, when you express it on canvas or whatever in music, whatever you're doing, and it comes out. So
It's all art. It's expression of art, right, and passion through all of it, all of the creative arts collectively. Exactly. So it's always good to take on those other hobbies and sort of express your way in some other genres of creative arts. This is a cool shot that we found here. What was happening here? What was the project with this, Eric?
Oh,
Art there, that's for sure.
that was a modeling shot.
Was it really? Yeah. You look like you're on your way to a gig to perform.
Yeah, I wish I was, but no, that was a modeling shot. I did some modeling photography a few years ago, and that was one of the shots. And I forget, I'm trying to think of the lady's name. She's a known photographer here in town. She does great work, and that was
Yeah.
one of her pieces. And she, I let her kind of do what she wanted, what she thought was good. We went after a lot of natural, like a Field and Stream type magazine advertisement stuff. So there's some other ones out there that may not be public, but yeah, that was just since I'm a musician, and we decided to. She thought it'd be a good idea to incorporate the guitar and stuff. So
Willie in Holland's asking, are you a baritone, a bass in terms of the vocal? Has it been determined?
I'm more of a baritone, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do the bass thing too, but not quite like Trace Atkins. And he's got that really deep voice. And
Yeah.
I'm somewhere.
Yours can go up and down a little. His is pretty much the same tonality.
I can get up a little bit, but I can't get. There's definitely a limit. There's a lot of songs that I'll just cover when I play live. I'll have to. I drop it down a step or two so I can pull it off, and it sound good.
Cool shot there.
Yeah. Oh, that's the same movie, Bounty Hunter. That's Bravo Whiskey Charlie Films, a veteran filmmaker named Tim Everett. Great guy. He's been shooting this Bounty Hunter. He's had a lot of challenges along the way. It's been taking a long time to complete, right down to everything being period time correct. The weaponry, you name it. He's done a phenomenal job to be an independent filmmaker, doing some great stuff. But that's what it was. I play a guy named Gentleman Johnny. I'm the wanted man. They're trying to hunt, even though I'm not a bad guy, but I've been portrayed as a bad guy. So the bounty hunter's been hired to hunt Gentleman Johnny Fletcher, who's like the love interest of the bad guy's daughter. So it's a kind of a neat little twist of a plot that they have. It's a good story. I hope it comes to fruition soon, because it is actually a good film.
Is it something that's not completed yet, or is still?
They had a few scenes left to shoot, and then
everything hit.
Well, right before that hit, one of some of the scenes they already had shot, the actress, something happened to her. She couldn't come finish the last scene, so he had to recast her. So that means reshooting scenes to try to make it make sense.
It's like one, yeah.
This is crazy, so it's tough as an independent filmmaker when there's no real money to set aside in contracts to make people stick to the plan. So people get flaky on you, man. I mean, for whatever reason. So, kudos to the independent filmmakers, because they don't get the respect that is the respect that they deserve for the effort that they put forth to try to put something together. I mean, to watch that 30 minutes or hour and a half production, and we watch it and we're entertained for that period of time, you don't realize how much went into that. It's just insane. Not to mention the filming, but the editing, the FX. I mean, it just goes on and on. The sound. I mean, that's so much goes into it. It's a lot. So being an actor, I really pick up on a lot of things when I watch TV or watch a movie or whatever, and I really pay attention now. I really see all those things where a lot of people that are not in the industry don't really see. So.
That's what happens. Yeah, your eye becomes keen to camera angles and lighting and shading and placement of product, and you can tell when there's been a flub that wasn't corrected when you watch a TV show or a movie or something. Maybe they have the soup can is there, but the next shot the soup can moved when it really should have still been there. Those tiny little things, you notice them. I do too.
I wanted to mention Tim Everett, the guy I was speaking with about the Bravo Whiskey Charlie films for the Bounty Hunter. We did something recently. This was during COVID times, and it was for the 72-hour horror film festival.
Oh yeah.
We shot a project called Lilith is the name of it.
Oh yeah, Lilith. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of stuff out there on it, or pictures, I don't think, or whatever, but It's about a guy that thinks he's a monk, which is me, and you find out later that I'm actually insane. I'm in an insane asylum. So it's kind of revealed at the end. It's not so much a horror; it's more of a supernatural kind of drama thriller almost kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a true horror,
Right.
but I guess the horror is the fact that I'm trapped in a cell and I'm crazy. That's the horror. But I'm being visited by this demon, or I think I am every night, and it's not really the case. But actually, it was a top three choice to win the 72-hour film festival, and then I was up as the best actor award out of one out of three,
Mm,
and I did
that's
it.
awesome. Wow.
But yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm trying to toot my own horn, but I was really proud of that moment because there was
Sure.
so many submissions to that. It was just a lot and quite an honor to be selected, not only in the film but as the actor. Um, it would have been awesome if I had got it, but just goes with the territory. Like I said earlier, a lot of got to let stuff go in this industry.
But still, it's you do, yeah, rejection and everything else. But
Uh,
Christine says we need to give more credit and respect to what goes on, how much time goes into films and productions.
yes.
Marcia in Massachusetts says when you speak, you have a voice that is a cross between Sam Elliott and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's two of my favorite people. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really cool stuff. And
Matthew
Willie
McConaughey.
Willie in the Netherlands and Europe, Holland, it's like 2 a.m. where she is. She wasn't familiar with you, but she's glad she's gotten to know you, and she's thanking you for telling these stories. So now she's going to follow your work in Holland.
That's a, Thank you
Isn't that
so
cool?
much. I want to visit there one day, so
Holland, yeah.
that'd be awesome. I want to take the Europe trip, ride bikes over there, take the whole tour. It'd be really cool.
We'll go together because she wants to make me a spaghetti dinner when I go. I guess she'll make you guys one too.
That's
She
what
does
it's
Dutch style.
Yeah, that'd
Cool.
be awesome.
What's happening
Oh,
here? Yeah, it's a cool shot.
oh, that's called Reap It. It's a horror film. Um, it got good recognition in the festivals as well. I did win an award in Los Angeles. Me and the other actress that's in this scene right here as the best acting. Um, Essentially, I'm a crazy rapist,
Yeah,
killer,
yeah.
sadistic, but the world doesn't know it. I have a family. I'm happy. You wouldn't know that I'm as crazy as I am.
It's all sort of hidden and right.
And the girl that's lighting my cigarette is the hitman, and she has another helper right beside me, a very big, strong guy, great actor by the way. I just don't remember his name. If you never see it, it's actually a really good short film, well put together. Felix Crumsey is the director and writer of it, and he's got some other cool stuff he does, and he's a local in Atlanta.
Yeah,
But
but
anyway,
the way you're describing that sounds like something you'd see like on the Lifetime movie network, you know?
yeah, really, we had some dark stuff in the beginning. It shows me like rapid can like I like to film my victims, so there was a lot of crazy stuff that I'm doing early on, but it's very short and badly shot as like a home video camera type thing, so it makes it a little bit bearable. But I'm raping girls, killing them, got them in cages, stuff like that, just really sadistic stuff. That's my character. But I'm also happy, or he seems to be happy, but I'm not really happy with my wife because I'm not happy with myself. There's scenes where I'm, trying to make out with my wife, and it just, it just ain't working out because it's just not what I really like. But anyways, it is a really good project. It had great potential to do a lot with a series. You could have done a feature film with it. It's well written. It's a good thing. He has another cool project that we did a small pilot on as well. I never did see the footage from it, but it's very cool. It has to do with playing on the other side as if after you die. Uh, I play a character that I help people when it's their time to go. I help them get there. If you know what I mean. I make them have accidents. You know. So it had a very cool storyline, but Reap It was great. That was some of my best work. And I want to say this: the actress sitting across from me that's lighting my cigarette, she made that work seen. She brought the best actor out of me, and her name is Robin Dyke. She's a powerhouse of an actress here in town. I don't know why she's not doing it full time, making good money at it. She's like amazing. So I've acted with her several times. We've always played. We've never been nice to each other on film, which is weird. So maybe one
Right.
day we get to be like actually friends on camera. That'd be great. Because every time we've done it, there's been a problem
Yeah.
between us both. But she, I don't. Other actors would probably say the same thing, I'm sure. But when you act along with another great actor, it makes your character seem so much better. I mean, it just really brings the best out of you. And she has that capability.
That's really cool. And you get a chance to work with some great people too that I'm sure you've stayed friendly with, and maybe sometimes you even see them on other projects, other sets. That happens so often, especially in this industry.
All the time. Every time I've been on set, there's somebody there that I've worked with indirectly somehow. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's a
That's it.
small, it's
Small
not just,
world.
but especially in the South, it is definitely just a small world of us that do this. And so it's refreshing to see some of the talent here that's doing some bigger work. Like I mentioned earlier, some of the guys that are doing some cool stuff. Just like I saw Cobra Kai just last night. I was like, wow, yeah, I know him. So it's nice to see that, and not to take away from Los Angeles talent. Them guys are freaking amazing. They've been doing it forever. So it's nice to see Atlanta kind of start stepping up their game, and production really wanting to use Atlanta talent besides just being day players, because that's what a lot of stuff is for. You're a day player. You're not a main character. You're a supporting role of some kind, which is good. I mean, it's not a problem. But there's so much stuff being shot here. This is the new Hollywood. This is the Hollywood of the South. And there's before the virus hit. I mean, it's just absurd how much filming goes on here daily. It's just a lot of shows. There's a list somewhere that goes around every year, and it gets bigger every year. And it's impressive when you read it. It's 250, 300 different productions. And when you read the list, you're going to remember, or you're going to have heard of every one of them. Hey, Jim,
Fra-
I can't. I lost.
Francis,
I
yeah,
just got. Yeah.
the internet's a wonderful place, isn't it? It does its own thing sometimes. It's not like being in a TV studio or on set. The internet does what it wants. Um, Francis has a question. She goes, when you do a film, do they provide you with a copy? Do you get to get a copy of the work that you do?
More often than not, that's no.
Mm, yeah.
I kind of have the whole what's is it the Marine Corps? I've been told what's the phrase? First to go, last to know. Is it
Right.
like that, or Green Beret or something? It's kind of like the same analogy that I put into acting. It's kind of funny. You'll get cast in something and it'll come out and you not even know it. Just like the one of the films earlier, I was Jeff Bridges starring in it. I didn't even know until I saw it on IMDb. Um, Commercials. There's been commercials I've done locally that my friend told me that they saw me on TV this morning on a commercial. I'm like, really? Which one? And they tell me I didn't know. They didn't know, but yeah.
It just pops up. Well, we have something actually, in doing our research. This is some video. Was this a voiceover? This is Acura. Was that a voiceover for
Oh,
Acura?
no, that should be a commercial.
So you're in the actual commercial?
Yeah, it's over the top. It's a funny. I don't know if you have the footage there, but
Yeah.
it's the Athens Volvo Acura, I think's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
it was a
take.
commercial. Hmm?
So it's a commercial. All right, what was your role in it?
Um, Crazy, idiotic college type, which was kind of hard. I'm like, I'm not, not as young as I used to be, but I got the hat on backwards and the football shirt and shorts, and I'm just all crazy. And we're I'm trying to think of the character. What's the movies from back in the day? The Stifler. Remember Stifler from the
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
I forget the name of the movie, but he was that kind of
That
character. It
kind
was
of guy.
crazy.
Not like a Ferris Bueller type.
Uh, yeah, sort of, yeah, but crazier and stupider because I'm like, hey man, I'm at my buddy's or my brother-in-law's house. At my brother-in-law or whoever he is, my other gentleman, another actor here in town, a great guy. He's more put together. He's the clean cut, good, makes good choices. Whereas I'm like, hey man, I got these balloons tied to this little lawn chair, and I'm like, cut me loose, brother. I'm just hollering, I'm all crazy
Somebody
over
that would be on MTV's Jackass type show doing crazy stunts and crazy things and
it. Was
skydiving without a parachute.
it fit in perfect with the Jackass series. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like, and it was just funny. They loved it, and it's locally. It's for Comcast cable. That's who that was with, and they have a program for people can advertise for
Yeah.
what region they want to cover, and that's what I've done. I've done a couple with them. The guy who puts them together, he likes my style of acting, and we did another one for a Georgia patio furniture commercial, which wasn't quite near as over the top. We had a little bit of touch of funny in it, but it was very, very minimal. So yeah, man, stuff like that, and then films that I've done. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've done I've never even seen. I never got credit for.
Mm.
Um, it's the stuff on my IMDb is the stuff that I've been credited for. So there's a lot out there that
Ever able to get copies of your work? That's one thing I always did early on. Can't get everything for certain reasons, but I've always tried to get copies of everything. So when you do the demo reel, you can, have a lot of that cool stuff to pull from. Not everybody's going to release the stuff, but some people will. It depends on the scenario, depends on the personality of the producer, and the contractual stuff and everything. But they might say something like they'll give you a copy, but you can't broadcast it. It's only for demo reel purposes only. So that's sometimes if you approach it that way too, you might be able to get some of the work, and even past stuff that you're discovering that is popping up. You're like, wow, I don't remember that, or wow, that was a while ago, and it's popping up. You might be able to, if you approach it that way. Let's take a look at that spot, that crazy actress spot. Sounds really cool. Here it is, everybody. Here is James Morris doing his thing.
Dude! Want to have the best seat in the house? Right over the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. This is unsafe.
What are you, some kind of safety expert?
Well, I did buy the Volvo XC90 from Acura and Volvo of Athens. The wife bought the Acura MDX. Both of those cars have a 5-star crash safety rating.
Well, I'm feeling pretty safe. Coming loose, big dog! Let's go! Let's go! Woo!
Acura Volvo of Athens will get you to the game safely. Schedule a test drive today.
That was terrific.
like
Somebody
I said, yes, man, straight up.
Anne says in California, she goes, Eric does crazy very well.
Oh, that means a lot.
Which isn't easy, Just tell, hey, Jack Nicholson has made an incredible career over that, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, crazy's cool.
Crazy's cool. Exactly. Willie and Holland loves it as well. And Christopher Joseph says amazing career as well. When you look at all of this, what are some things? I know right now everything, like we said, is paused. Pamela Perkle in Kansas City says that was awesome. You're funny. So you've got the comedic chops, which is cool. Got a chance to see that as well. Obviously, when things hopefully, it looks like it's going to be 2021, but as things start to slowly pick up, do you have some dreams? I mean, obviously, people you'd like to work with, productions that would be dream projects for you going forward with the film and the television. I mean, would you like to be in a regular television series, a weekly series? Would you like to be in a major blockbuster, action movie or drama or family movie? Or it could be, bring it on, whatever it is.
I would like to do a family movie of some sort, of drama, maybe a drama, a film or a series. Either one's fine, but something that is what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe not so much craziness, even though I know, Pam, but thank you. I enjoy being crazy. It comes easy. But as far as, not being crazy, it's
Right.
actually hard for me on film. So I like to try to grow that and be better at it, and maybe do a drama, a true love story that maybe has got some dramedy in it or something would be nice. All this, killing and crazy stuff. I mean, yeah, it's whatever, man. I mean, I enjoy it. I do enjoy whatever gets me cast. Um, but if I had a choice, yeah, I'd like to get more into comedy, and do some more regular type roles of some sort. If it's Hallmark Channel stuff. Somebody mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I want to target.
Right
Is
up your alley.
right up my alley because I like to, especially given these times. If you're just getting weirder every year.
Yeah.
I think people need something
Positive, inspiring stories. Yeah.
uplifting. Good stories, not that don't end in somebody having to die. They are, that's has, it lifts people up, man, and that's what I like to do.
Because there's enough of that stuff happening in real life. Yeah. And we need some distraction from the reality of life. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm hoping that that's where the next step is. If not next year, maybe the next year, but
Right.
that's where I'm targeting myself to go as
But
an
you're
actor.
all pointed in that direction. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Eric, this was really terrific having you as our special guest, getting a chance to really hear some of the early beginnings of your career, the passion, the enthusiasm you have for the creative arts. And we'll probably see you, I'm sure, at some point on that Hallmark channel with this crowd. I don't doubt it. But it's really cool. You've stuck to it. I mean, you've got the music chops, you've got the film and television credits. They're building, they're building. You've got the company, you've got the family. So you've got things. What's cool is you have priorities in the right place. The family, the company, and then the film and television is part of this as well. And having a lot of people are in all these different industries and they don't have their priorities straight and things get fouled up. You seem to have come to a point where you have the priorities in order as they should be, right?
I'd like to think so. I'm trying. It's a tough balance. Life is tough for everyone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone has their own unique challenges, and um, I think we all do have to remember that especially as we get older and we see what hard times we're having. Then you got to think
Yeah.
about, you got it pretty good, man. And when you look at some of the other places in the world and the other people and what they're going through, so that in itself is inspiring, in my opinion, to know that we are so lucky to be sitting here talking from thousands of miles away in the comfort from my home. That's a nice place. So I try to keep a balance, and life is a balance because it's so easy for it to get out of control. As a business owner, as a family man, as an actor, especially entertainment, chasing dreams, all that stuff. And we got to live. We have to live our lives, and you got to live it to the fullest. So do what your heart wants. I mean, within reason. Not follow your dreams. And try it, give it a shot. And that's kind of what I had to do later in life when we first started talking. What I'm doing now, I should have started when I was 15. It was in my blood. It wasn't my time. It just wasn't, and it was out of my control. But it's in my control now, and I'm doing all I can to make that happen within reason. But my business is a huge priority right now. The guys working for me in their lives and their livelihood is so important to me. I want to make sure that they're successful, and that's my goal. For me, Eric, the actor, the musician, I love it, and I want to continue to chase it, and hopefully it it pans out. Meaning, we should continue to film more stuff, work with some bigger local legends or legends from abroad. I love, like I say, I would love to work with McConaughey one day. That's one of the best actors ever. Um, you know, Clint Eastwood, man. I know he's getting up there in age, but I would love to be on his film. So just things out, the goals that I have, and trying to make those happen is what I'm going to do.
That's what it's about. You got to do what you love and keep doing it and keep moving forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this was terrific, Eric, and we wish you nothing but continued success and blessings in your life. You've done some great work already, and we'll be looking forward to more. You're welcome back on the show anytime. Keep me posted on some of the cool projects that you're working on as things, hopefully, fingers crossed, start ramping up again. It looks like it's going to be more of a 2021-ish situation, but keep doing what you're doing. And thanks for spending all this time with us, like an hour and a half on the show. We really appreciate it. And hope you enjoyed the time with me and the gang here as much as I did with you.
Oh man, it's been great, Jim. I appreciate you having me on and talking with all your guests. That's just awesome. I'm glad that talking with your one of your, was it the what is it,
Lovities, the
the,
Lovities.
the lovities of Jim's and all over the world. It's great. It's great. Thank you for listening to me, and it's been so awesome to meet you guys. And I hope to be back soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You keep me posted on all the good work that you're doing, my friend. And I wish you, again, nothing but all the blessings and continued success. And thanks for taking all this time. It was really, really terrific getting to see, a little bit more about Eric James Morris and the things that inspire you and move you and why you love what you're doing and the choices you're making. And we'll see a lot more of you, I'm sure.
All right. Well, thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, man.
All right. You take care. You have a good night. Thanks for being with us on the show.
Thank you. You too. Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Terrific guest, right? Eric James Morris. Look for that name. Again, you can Google the name and a whole bunch of stuff comes up in terms of the productions. And that was a cool commercial, wasn't it? The Acura commercial. He was really good in that. Funny, witty, quick. I could easily see him doing a lot more of that kind of work too. And of course, transitioning, like he said, he's got the look for a lot of the material he's done already, but he's looking to get a little bit more into some of maybe the family romantic comedies, family wholesome stories, things of that nature. Hallmark is one option. There's other networks out there as well, in addition to Hallmark. That could be some choices, but that's what our show is all about. Digging deep, inspiring conversations, great segments on location, lots of light, levity, and love or levity, sharing it with all of you around the world, great guests, and so much more. And we thank Eric for spending this amount of time with us here on the show. It was a pleasure. Thanking all of you for all the great comments and the great levity, which we have every night on the show. If you're just joining us for the first time, we're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live worldwide on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We would love that at Jim Masters TV, so you can check out all the content. 17 weeks of great content there as well. Tomorrow night, we have a terrific guest. We have Jason Hewitt here, and Jason is a stand-up comedian and actor, and he is hilarious. He's going to be here tomorrow, my exclusive guest on the Jim Masters Show Live. Wednesday, an iconic actor, animated voice artist and actor and comedian, Sam Quasman, is going to be here. He's voiced Donald Duck and Tom and Jerry and so many incredible characters. And again, he also danced in the movie Mame with Lucille Ball, and just an incredible resume. He's all excited. He'll be here Wednesday night. And then the rest of the week, we've got an amazing array of guests coming up as well. So wherever you are watching around the world, we are here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific every single night. We want to now announce our viewer of the week. That's right. Before we forget, before we wrap up, we thank Linda Odell in St. Augustine, Florida. She was a phenomenal viewer of the week all week long, plus one extra day. So our next viewer of the week, ready? Drum roll, is Christopher Joseph. That's right. Christopher Joseph from Ohio is our viewer of the week. He's been here, I believe, since day one when we launched the series, this Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series, 17 weeks ago. Christopher Joseph in the United States in Ohio. He's usually here every single night. He's actually been following my work in television and radio well before we launched this show. He's been on my Facebook fan page at Jim Masters TV and I think Instagram and Twitter and YouTube as well. So Christopher Joseph, everybody, a round of applause for Christopher Joseph. Again, I love to, recognize the audience and the viewers, not just in this show, but really in all of my professional work as well. So Christopher Joseph, you've been sharing and tagging, and I think you mentioned us also on WJR Radio in Detroit, which is very cool, and elsewhere. And so that's really cool. Guess what, Christopher? You are the viewer of the week. So Linda takes the crown off and hands it off to Christopher Joseph, and we appreciate that. And everybody is saying good night, everyone. Marilyn, you as well. And Willie in Holland says, congratulations, Christopher. And yes, Linda, she was a wonderful viewer of the week all week long, so we salute her. She now passes the baton to Christopher Joseph in Ohio. Congratulations. Renee in Iowa sending her congratulations. She was viewer of the week several weeks back. Kathy Short says, congrats, Christopher. Willie in Holland says it as well. She's been viewer of the week. Ann in SoCal says, congratulations. Mary Bishop says, congratulations, Christopher. And Ann Wozniak, thank you, Jim and Eric, for a wonderful evening. Wishing all a very good night. You're very, very welcome, Ann. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Christine says, Eric is a good person. It came through in his conversation tonight. All your special guests are terrific people. I agree. That's why we have them here. The show is unique to what you see. It's not a podcast. I formalized this through my work in television as a television show. This is like watching a television show, like a entertainment lifestyle talk show series, almost like Carson or Griffin, Mike Douglas, maybe a little Dick Cavett with extended conversations. Some of the modern vibe of today too, a little old school with a modern vibe of today. So it's quite a unique thing we have created here with all of you and lovities, as we call it, joining us every night. It's really cool. Kathleen says, congrats to Christopher Joseph. Marcia says, congratulations, Christopher. Hopefully Christopher is still there to catch that baton. Otherwise, he'll be very surprised tomorrow night when he tunes in. Congratulations, Christopher. Thank you for another great guest and your talent of bringing out the best in your guests. Thank you, Marcia. I appreciate that. And you know me for years from my work on public television as a host. So you've been in the studio with me, and I love interviewing. And I think I've interviewed over 6,000 people in my career. I was calculating the other day. It's kind of cool. Marcia, you be well in Massachusetts. Congratulations to Christopher Joseph from Francis. Danilo in San Diego as well. And you have a wonderful week, a wonderful day, evening, wherever you're watching around the world, because we have viewers in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Asia, United States, Canada. It's amazing. Merlin says, congratulations to Christopher. Good night, Renee. Marilyn says, congratulations. Congrats, Chris. Christopher, congrats to Christopher Joseph and all the viewers of the week that have had that crown. And Willie in Holland says, I like your shows very much. This is the 80th show she has watched in a row. 80. We've done, I think, 118 shows, episodes, every single night of the week, except for the 2 nights that storm came through and knocked out the internet and the power last week. But that's cool. That is really, really cool. That is loyalty. And we thank you, Willie in Holland, for all of that fantastic, fantastic loyalty. So viewer of the week, we celebrate again our friend Christopher Joseph, watching all the time here on the show. If you would like to see this episode again or share the episode, it's available on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Check out the YouTube channel. There's 17 weeks of incredible episodes, not just guests. Sometimes I've taken you on location. We've done pop-up shows, host chats, food, music, whole host of cool things right here on the show. It's all about bringing the lover together as well, right? One more big thank you to my great guest tonight here on the show, Eric James Morris. Again, look for him. Somebody said they're going to be checking out, several people said they're going to be checking out some of those productions as well. And that's really, really cool. And again, you'll look for him and see probably a lot more coming down the pike as well. So what I like, which you notice with all of our guests, is everybody's the real deal. Everybody's authentic. And I try to create a warm and inviting atmosphere with this show and really with my professional work to welcome people into the fold here so they can feel comfortable to share their stories and what they're all about with me as the host and with all of you as well. You take care as well. Yes, Z. Time to take some Z's. I know I've been staying up late all night and every night working on this show, but also a lot of other productions and some of my professional work as well. So we thank Eric. We thank all of you. And as you know, here on the show, a couple of rituals. All right, guys, not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be ideal. You can't always script every day. I wish I could, but you can't. So make sure you relax, love one another, take care of one another, be good to one another, enjoy each other's time, celebrate life, check in with your family and friends. We're all in this together. It's the only way the world works and continues to spin on its axis is if we work together and we celebrate life together. So relax, be cool, take care of one another. And that's about it. We're going to wrap up tonight and we toast everybody. Everybody is a star. So we'll do it with this instead. Toasting all of you. Thanks for watching us tonight, gang. We appreciate it. We'll be back with stand-up comedian Jason Hewitt tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We appreciate all the comments. We appreciate all the support. Good night as well. Yeah, check Eric out. Check him out more. Not the scary films. You're going to be afraid. All your guests are so genuine. You're a big part of their comfort. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Kathy Schwartz says another great interview tonight. See you tomorrow. We love hearing that, and thank you. Lots of stars from Willie in Europe and Holland. We thank you for that as well. Gang, this is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, don't forget, find that spot in the world that means a lot to you and share the love with everybody. For me, because I live along the coast, as we've mentioned, you got to drag me out of the ocean. Swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, kiteboarding. Growing up on the coast, I just love the ocean. That's my go-to place. Find your go-to place, whether it's the mountains, the ocean, working in the yard, whatever it is, biking, cycling, tennis, reading a book. Get out there, enjoy, and put a smile on your face, and try to put a smile on the face of others as well. Always great having you guys here on the show. A couple more comments before we head out. Yes, tomorrow starts September. My birthday month. Really, really cool. Good night all as well. Cheers. Want to tell you something big again, or if you didn't know, coming up on my birthday, September 24th, something amazing is happening. The Voices of Classic Soul are going to be my special guest. These guys were in the Temptations, the Platters, the Drifters, and the Four Tops. These are legends. And they approached me, and their reps approached me. They've been watching the series, watching all these episodes. And they said, we'd like to come on the show. So they said, can you pick a date? And I said, well, gee, let's see, because we're booked with guests all the way to the end of October, believe it or not, every single night. Let's see what we should do. So I said, how about September 24th, which is my birthday? And the guys said, absolutely, Jim, we're going to be there and we're going to perform. We're going to have a great conversation and good times. So the Voices of Classic Soul, the guys from the Temptations, Platters, Drifters, and Four Tops. Really amazing. They'll be here exclusively on September 24th. Really, really cool. Good stuff. Really excited about that. And a whole host of other great shows. We're going to do some pop-up shows possibly this week as well. That's right. You're already into tomorrow, so it's already September there in Europe. So happy September to you. Good night to all the lovities from Christine and you as well. It is September 1st, 2:50 a.m. in Amsterdam, Holland, the Netherlands. Latest update from Willie. Sounds like an amazing show. Yeah, the birthday show is going to be really cool. And we have a good time with all the shows, It's really just a heck of a good time. And as long as you guys are here, we'll keep doing these shows as well. All right, gang, love you all. You're a blessing. Thanks for being with us on this episode. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Spread the word, share the lovity, and keep tagging, liking, having watch parties, all the cool things you guys do. We really appreciate it very much. You have a good night, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.